Patriots out here signing everybody. What are the Dolphins doing? What is up, Fin fans? Yes, I'm sitting on Twitter, and I have my Twitter open right here, just in case something does break, because I thought to myself, I'm going to make a video. Normally when I make a video and I talk about something and then I edit it and I have to do all these things and get it out, by the time I actually get the video out, news breaks that Dolphins signed someone, or news breaks, something happens. And I'm like, and then I have to, stop and do all the other things. So I thought, let's kind of talk about what the Dolphins are doing right now, because I know a lot of you are losing your marbles, because a lot of you are hitting me up on Twitter, losing your marbles, and I'm reading a lot of you guys on Twitter, losing your marbles. So before we jump into all this good stuff, and we'll talk about what the Patriots did, and Ngakoue goes to the Raiders, all these things are happening. Really quick, want to shout out the new Patreon, Hysterical Gaming. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon. If you guys want to, it is linked below. Don't feel like you need to. There's different tiers for different criteria, different cool things you get. Also, you get content over there that isn't on my YouTube channel. Also, patchvibes.com. Be sure to check them out. I have a ton of patches from them, from the Marino and the Tua jerseys, to the old logo, to the Shula patch, to this patch, to even my captain's patch. And they have t-shirts, pins, all that great stuff. Go use the promo code DDW. You get yourself 20% off. So the Miami Dolphins, so far, the only thing they've done is made the punting, the punter we signed official, and re-signed Vince Beagle, who I'm a fan of. Yes, he had that tweet where he nodded, where somebody talked about Sean Watson being a Dolphin, and he nodded, and everyone lost their marbles and is mad at him. But Vince Beagle is still really good. In the year that we were sucking, he was a bright spot of this team. If he didn't get hurt last year, I think he really would have helped this team. So having him and Ginkle on the other side, I think it's going to be really good. I'm glad they're bringing him back. It's like a 1-year prove-it deal. I don't know the exact money-wise, but I don't see it being more than like $2 million. So I do like that move. Other than that, Dolphins have been on the down low, DL. Patriots, on the other hand, they're like, hey, we don't have a quarterback now. They bring back Cam Newton, but it's like, we don't have a quarterback right now. We need something. Jonnu Smith. The list goes on. Devon Gotchow jumps over them. They pick up Matthew Judon from the Ravens. They sign a ton. I think they spent, within the first 5 hours of the tampering period starting, they spent a guaranteed $80 million. Not done. They signed a corner from the Eagles that Devontae Parker just completely owned in 2019. So now they have 2 corners that Devontae Parker calls his dad, his 2 sons. What do you expect from him? But the Patriots going all in, right? And then, like I said, Ngakoue's going to the Raiders. And then we have the center that I kind of wanted, Lindsley. He went to the Chargers on a 5-year, $62.5 million a year. He's getting $17 million in year 1 with $13 million signing bonus. He's getting $26 million over 2 years, $36 million over 3 years. So he's getting a lot of money. The $17 million in year 1 is the reason the Dolphins were probably like, all right, gotta go. And you got to understand something. The Dolphins have probably been in talks with all of these people, with Lindsley, with Judon, with whoever you think that the Dolphins probably would have wanted. They probably have been in talks with them. And they probably were talking to Lindsley and said, well, the Chargers are giving me this. And then the Dolphins are like, all right, bye. Dolphins have about $33 million in cap space right now. They do have to pay their draft picks. It's about $15 million. So you're looking at roughly, $18 million in cap space the Dolphins have. So they're not going to... And Brian Flores came out and he said this, and I made a point to reiterate it when I did his press conference briefing. He said, when it comes to free agency, he's going to play the song, you can't always get what you want, because they're not going to overspend on players. They're not going to do it. They made the mistake. They did it with a few of the guys we have now. One of them, Kyle Van Noy, is not on the team anymore. But he said it. And then I even said to you guys, don't expect any big splashy moves. Expect him to be quiet day 1. Expect him to go bargain shopping. Expect him to bring in some good guys, some solid people. We traded for McKinney. I could not get his name out. We traded for McKinney. Solid linebacker that's seriously going to help us next to Jerome Baker. So there's pieces that, yes, we still need to address the interior of the offensive line. I'd still like them to address wide receiver. I'd still like them to bring in a pass rusher. And I'd like them to address running back. Do about 2 or 3 of those. Get me some 2 or 3 solid guys in free agency and then hit in the draft. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Looking at the players that are still available, right? And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did a smart thing by just bringing back their own guys. That defense was just the reason they won that Super Bowl. But you're looking at guys are still available. We're talking straight defensive ends. You have Shaquille Barrett, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's 28. You have Carl Lawson, Cincinnati Bengals. He's 26. You have Jadeveon Clowney. There's a potential to bring him in. Seattle, off from Seattle, 28. Hassan Reddick, who I constantly told you guys I'd like to bring him in. He's only 26 from the Arizona Cardinals. Looking at wide receiver, Kenny Golladay. A lot of people are talking about him. He said he's sitting back waiting to see, especially because not a lot of people have money. 26. Curtis Samuel, a guy I really like from the Carolina Panthers, 25. Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm not a big fan, but hey, he's 24 from out of Pittsburgh. I don't know if I'd do that one. Corey Davis, Tennessee, 26, another viable guy. And John Brown from Buffalo, he's 31. He'd be a really good slot receiver for us. Safeties, centers. You have David Andrews, I'm hearing. If they do it, all right, cool. It's some type of veteran leadership. Maybe go after Humphreys in the draft. He's from New England, 29 center. Or they could bring back Ted Karras. Or they could take Theodore and move him to center. Or they can move Jesse Davis to center. They probably have plans for that offensive line. And then you're looking at running backs. You have Chris Carson from Seattle, who's 26, tend to be injury prone. But Marlon Mack is a name that I kind of liked. 25 from Indy. Marlon Mack. I'd like the Dolphins to bring him in and then draft a guy. But I raffled off a list of, I don't even know how many, that the Dolphins can still make a move and still solidify some spots on the team. So I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried at what they're doing with this. I honestly think that they're playing this smart. They need to address some spots. But like I said, interior offensive line, I think the tackle positions are good with Hunt and Jackson. I think Solomon Kinley is a very solid guard. I'd like to add another center and a guard, right? I'd like to add one more pass rusher. Other than that, I really like what we got going on in the middle. Linebacker, they addressed that. The linebackers deep in the draft, so I'm fine with that. Corners, I'm good with corners. We already tendered Nick Needham. We have Iggy. We're good with corners. Safety, like I said, there's Malik Hooker out there. He's still out there. Dolphins could potentially bring him in. Wide receiver, I raffled off a list about 5 wide receivers, running backs. So everyone getting all umpity and everyone getting all like, why aren't we doing anything? I understand you're so used to us spending money day one. I understand you're so used to us being splashy. This isn't this organization anymore. We built the foundation last offseason. Now we're just going to continue to slowly add on and continue to build that success. We're not throwing money at a wall. Watch next year. Next year, I think we're projected to have around $80 million in cap space, give or take. So I know that this sucks, sitting back and watching the Patriots do all these things and watching the Patriots throw money and watch all these players get their money. Aaron Jones go back to Green Bay. All these guys are going back and all these guys are moving and the Dolphins are sitting there. Yeah, but the Giants are sitting there. A lot of teams are sitting there. I can name some of great teams sitting there. Oh, speaking of that, Joe Thuney goes to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is probably super pumped about that. Let me check Twitter one more time. No news breaking. This essentially is going to be comment of the day because I know a lot of you guys are stressing out. So I wanted to make this video to kind of ease you guys, to try to kind of make you guys understand like there's still a lot of guys out there. The fact that the cap space is so low means that, not a lot of people are throwing dough at certain people. There's a lot of teams that are hush-hush. A lot of teams that are either re-signing their own guys or not really doing much. So I just want you guys not to get too stressed out over the fact that the Dolphins haven't done anything besides signed a punter, traded for McKinney, and bringing back Jason Beagle. That's it. Vince Beagle. That's it. So I don't want you guys to stress too much, and that's the point of me making this video. And to talk about the fact that the Patriots are throwing a ton of money around, and we'll see if it pans out. It tends to not pan out. You have the Dream Team and the Eagles. You had a lot of teams that throw a lot of money around, and it tends to not pan out. So we'll see if it pans out for the Patriots. I'm not saying it won't, but we'll see, because I know Patriot fans might jump in here and be like, you're just a hater. No, we'll see. It's a lot of money you're throwing around. I understand you don't have to put it towards a quarterback anymore, so now you get to spread the wealth. We'll see. But that Lindsley contract, I'm not surprised the Dolphins didn't go after him. Joe Thuney as well made a ton of cash with the Chiefs. Yannick Ngakoue actually only signed a 2-year deal. It's not that big, but there's a lot of things going on. If news breaks and the Dolphins do end up going with somebody, I will make a video straight from my phone and give you guys that stuff. But other than that, guys, be sure to comment below. I'm very interested what you guys have to say. Also, be sure to check out Miami Sports Music, fantastic site that I'm a part of, me and TD. all that great stuff. But other than that, like I said, news breaks, I'll give it straight from the phone. I might not be in the office. I might be on the couch. I might be somewhere else. But you will get the news from me. But other than that, guys, like I said, breathe. We got this. There's a reason we are where we are now. You got to trust the process, trust the team, trust the guys. But other than that, guys, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.